YouTube, D-Ski from D-Ski Grillz back with another cooking video. And today we'll be making pecan smoked brisket on the barbecue grill. This will be a very easy cook to do. It's going to be a two-step process. Day one will be prepping the brisket and letting it sit in the refrigerator overnight. So when I say prepping, what we'll do is trim the fat. What we have is a 16-pound brisket. We will trim the fat to no more than a quarter of an inch thick is all you want. You don't want that much fat. Some of it will render down, but you have to trim it so you can get most of it off. So we'll trim the fat. We'll add kosher salt and black pepper, and then wrap it in cellophane, put it in the refrigerator overnight. Then this brisket will be ready to go on the grill in the morning. So as always, I'll take you down to the cutting board. We'll do all the prepping, and from there, we'll take it to the grill tomorrow morning. Thank you for joining me, and as always, let's get cooking.
Okay, YouTube, let's trim some fat. So if you remember, I told you this brisket is right at 16 pounds. So once you trim a brisket, you can easily take about 2 pounds of fat off of it. But it is the right thing to do to make sure you get a great final product. So what you see me doing now, of course, is just trimming all the fat down to about a quarter of an inch. Anything above that, it'll be hard for it to render down. So I look to get it around a quarter of an inch. As you can see, there is a lot of fat on this brisket I had to take off. Let's do some seasoning now. Okay, YouTube, time to make the dry brine. So as you can see, I'm hitting this brisket with the kosher salt and black pepper. I had to get my regular black pepper. This grinder wasn't working well at all, so you'll see me using the regular black pepper on this marinade. As you can see, we're going heavy with the kosher salt and black pepper. Now, the intent, of course, is to add this with olive oil. Let it soak. Give the salt time to soak into the brisket overnight. So it'll stay in the refrigerator for about 12 hours. I'm going to wrap it now with cellophane. What I think I'm also going to do is make sure to get the grill prepped, because we're going to start this early. So I'm going to head out to the grill now, try to get it set up to where all we have to do tomorrow is light the grill. Let's go check out the grill. Okay, YouTube, let's prep the grill for tomorrow's cook. So as you can see, I have four pieces of pecan wood. Got another one tucked in the corner over there. But what we're doing now, we have our 2 fire starters in the middle. So we'll light those, and the idea is for that to ash over and then start spreading through all the coals, giving you that low and slow cook. There's the big thumbs up, so we will be ready to get this brisket on tomorrow morning. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Okay, YouTube, day 2, time to hit it with the rub. As you can see, I'm adding olive oil as our binder and then just generously adding the John Henry's Texas pecan rub. This is one of my favorite rubs for brisket. We'll let it sit here and go get the grill started. See you at the grill. Okay, YouTube, it's time to get the grill started. So what I've done is I pulled a quick audible. So as you can see, I'm adding hot coals. I have 12 coals that I had ashing over in my chimney, and I went on and removed those 2 wax cubes that I showed you last night. So ultimately, now we're just going to go ahead and put the diffuser plate in place. From there, we're going to add our foil pan. And after adding the foil pan, we just put the grill grate on, and then we'll close the grill up and let it reach around 225 degrees. Next thing you see will be us introducing this beautiful brisket to the grill. See you in a bit. Okay, YouTube, it is cooking time. As you can see, the grill is around 175 degrees. So at this point, we can go ahead and add the brisket. Then I'm going to adjust the dampers. So you adjust your dampers after you get about 50 degrees below your target temp. That is how you regulate the temperatures on the Weber Summit charcoal grill. So at that point, you just pretty much lower your bottom dampers and put that on a smoke setting, and your top damper around a quarter of the way open. There was the thumbs up. We're going to close this up, and the next time we see this brisket, we'll be in about 4 to 5 hours. I am really looking forward to this cook, and I'm so glad you guys joined me for it. See you in about 5 hours. Okay, YouTube, check out that bark. We're about 4.5 hours into this cook, and the bark has already been set. So what I think I'm going to do now is go ahead and get our barbecue probe thermometers out and start regulating and understanding the temperatures of this brisket. So what I want to do is, once it's at about 160 degrees, and I believe it should be about there right at this point. So what I'm going to do is get these probes set up. So I'm going to put a probe to check the, of course, internal temperature of the barbecue grill, and then another probe directly inside the deepest part of the brisket. So what we're shooting for this brisket to be done is a temperature of around 200 to 205 degrees. Let's go ahead and get this thing wrapped. Okay, YouTube, it's time to wrap. So what we're going to do now, since we had our probe in, we are around 160 degrees. So I want to get the probe in. Now it's time to get the brisket wrapped, so we can just let it start getting tender. So that's the breakdown portion of it. So I'm wrapping it up now in foil. I'm going to put my meat thermometer into the deepest part of the brisket. Then we can take it inside with the thermometer and start just monitoring. I'll tell you more about the thermometer inside. Okay, YouTube, let's talk digital thermometers. Now, there are tons of them out in the market. I would nowhere near claim to say I have the best one. This is one of the cheaper ones. I think I paid like 50 bucks for this one. So it's the Ivation. And as you can see, on the top, you can see it monitors the food. 183 degrees is what you see. The bottom regulates the barbecue grill. So most of these thermometers work this way. And it allows you to not just be over the grill, but have it close by where you can just monitor and make sure things are going okay. I believe this one's good to up to about 300 feet. So plenty of distance where you can continue to watch television or hang out and do whatever you're doing. So remember, we're shooting for a target temperature of 200 degrees on the food. So it'll be there, I would say, in the next hour, hour and a half. So we'll check back then. Okay, YouTube, it's finally done. Check out that food temperature. You see it's 201 degrees. So what we're going to do now is bring this brisket in, wrap it in a towel, and then put it in a cooler. So I call that time to wrap and rest. So let's go check out that next process. Okay, YouTube, it is time to wrap and rest. So I've just brought the brisket in from the grill. As you remember, we were at the target temperature of between 200 and 205 degrees. So now I'm just taking a regular bath towel and I'm wrapping this brisket. So the reason behind this is, from here, you put it in a cooler. The wrapping of the bath towel around it does no more than keep the temperature in place so it can continue cooking internally and be even more tender. So that's what we're doing. Here you go, just showing you how it's wrapped. Now we'll take it to the cooler, close the lid on the cooler, and let it rest for a minimum of 2, maybe 3 hours. This brisket, when I cut it on the cutting board, is going to be amazing. Hey, next time we check in, we will be at the cutting board looking at this brisket. Okay, YouTube, let's check out our final results. So, the brisket sat in the cooler for 3 hours, and as you can see, juices are flowing from this thing already, okay? So, here's the whole thing. We actually had this brisket on the grill at 225 for the first 4 to 5 hours. That's when we developed our bark. After that, we went ahead and wrapped it, and it stayed wrapped for another about 3 hours. And you remember, we were shooting for a target temperature of 2 to 205 degrees. So we did achieve that. Again, I can't stop looking at how succulent and how juicy this brisket is. So after that, we brought it in, we let it rest, or wrap and rest, for another 3 hours. So check out how this brisket, look how tender it is. Now what I really want you to see is when I squeeze it. Do you ever see juice coming out of brisket like that? This is unreal. I'm going to speed it up and let you see me finish cutting it. And I also want to say, like always, thank you for joining me. You know, I really appreciate you guys spending the time and checking out my videos. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel. And hit that like button. Let others know about what D-Ski Grillz is doing. And as always, at D-Ski Grillz, grilling is not a pastime. It's a passion. You enjoy the rest of the day, YouTube, and thanks again.